Well, hello. Today, the sun is shining, the birds are chirping, people are hustling and bustling around, and I thought, what a better day to give you a quick overview of Clearwater Beach right before I head on over to Clearwater Beach with a couple friends and family. So today is going to be a quick map tour above Clearwater Beach and the beach area below so that you know when you come to the area and you're not here on vacation and you're looking to maybe buy a home over in the Clearwater area, whether it be as an investment, a second home, or maybe even you love it so much you want to live there permanently, this video is going to fill you in on all of that. So let's not delay, let's go. Hey, if this is your first time checking out the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about the St. Petersburg, Tampa Bay area, then make sure to subscribe. And if you want to be the first to get notified of the current market changes here in the Tampa Bay area, then make sure to hit that bell notification. My name is Gina. My team and I, we've been helping people like you move to the Tampa Bay area for the last 11 years, and we love it. So whether you're looking to get more information on the area, find out if this is the right place for you, or you're ready to make a move, reach out to us. We'd love to help you make a stress-free move to the Tampa Bay area. All of our information is in the description box below, and I would love to hear from you. Okay, so like I said, we are going to go over everything Clearwater Beach. So let's not delay. This is gonna be a pretty quick video, but super informative, so stick with me. We're gonna hop on in my computer and let's get started. Okay, so we are here in the computer, we're looking at Google Maps, and what I want to point out to you is technically Clearwater Beach area. Now, Clearwater Beach area is all this area up and down the Clearwater Beach area where you would all probably assume is the only part of Clearwater Beach, because that's really the most popular place. It's where most people go to vacation and things like that. But we can't forget this bottom part here, which includes the Sand Key Beach area right before you get into the Bel Air area as you go down south here on Gulf Boulevard. Now, this area up here is where you're gonna find Clearwater Beach, the famous beach with the white, beautiful sand. You're gonna have a lot of fun activities here, and most of your home living is going to be anywhere in this area right here or these areas down here. You're also going to have a lot of homes spread right up here in this area. Now, if you're looking for more of a condominiums type lifestyle or a high-rise type lifestyle, you're going to find those down here in the lower Clearwater Beach area, and a little bit in this area right here, and a little bit in this in this area right here. So they are spread out, but the homes are mainly up on the top and the high rises are mainly down below. Okay, let's dig in a little bit deeper and give you some information. So as always, Clearwater is a tourist area, and with tourist areas, it's gonna get crowded. So what you're gonna find living on Clearwater Beach area is that if this is a home that you're thinking of living in year-round, the Clearwater Bridge here is something that you're gonna wanna take into consideration, because during high tourist season, this bridge gets packed. I mean, we are talking bumper to bumper into the Clearwater area. And one of the reasons is because realistically, the only way into Clearwater Beach is this bridge. Now, you can take this Gulf Boulevard bridge down at the bottom here, but most of the time in high summer season, this bridge is packed and this bridge is packed. So getting in and out of Clearwater is going to be a challenge. Now, unless you have a resort home up in the Clearwater Beach area, like I was mentioning, closer to Clearwater Beach, where you could literally walk there in like 3 minutes, that's not going to be as much of a concern, because you won't have to fight all the tourists going across the streets and to and from hotels and things like that. If you live over on the Isle here, Island Estates or Diamond Isle, You will still have the traffic across the Clearwater Bridge, but you will be able to somewhat avoid that because you will be turning here to get to your property. Okay, now we're gonna jump over to give you a little bit better idea of what I'm talking about. So we're gonna zoom in here and we are gonna go from the north area to the south. So first we're gonna start on the tip of the island here. And what you can see is this stretch of beach all along the left here is Clearwater Beach. So that's going to definitely be full. On the top end here, you're not gonna see as many people because they have to really walk to get down there. And most times they congregate around the bathroom area, the food area, the hotel areas. So this is a lot of private residential up in this area. And you will see that when you are walking down this beach, which you probably have, there's not a lot of activity going on here. The cool thing is if you live in any of these properties, you definitely have beach access and water access at all times. So this is one of those luxury island living situations, but if this is what you want, this is definitely available and it's an awesome spot. Now, as you can see, most of what's up here in Clearwater Beach is residential, and this is what I was mentioning is more of like the quaint style homes is what you're going to see here. You're going to find that in this section, you're going to have a lot of homes that are older, they're smaller footprint. You have more of a beachy type feel to this section of Clearwater Beach. You do have a lot of really large homes along the waterfront where people have maybe torn down a property and built a very large property. But in the middle here, you'll find a mix between smaller homes that are that, very beachy feel to larger homes that fit within the landscape, but definitely take up more square footage. Now, as we move down, you can see it's the same thing up and down all of the upper part of Clearwater Beach. So to give you a good idea, let's just throw our little Google man down here and you can get a quick idea by walking with me through the streets, and I can kind of point out what I mean. So as you can see, if you drive along this street, you're basically going to be getting more of these smaller style homes. Now, like I said, most of them are super cute and quaint, but you will also see some of the larger style homes, some of the upkept areas. For the most part, it's a very nice spot. It's very clean, it's very welcoming, and it's really a great spot because you can get to Clearwater Beach within literally 3 minutes or so. And it's a great opportunity if you want to have an investment property or you want to rent it out, or if you just want a summer home near the beach. So it's very accessible to the beach. The only thing is getting to this property in the first place, seeing that, well, you are at the tip here of Clearwater. And like I said, if you zoom way out here, you are going to be crossing over this bridge, the Clearwater Bridge. Let's zoom you around to the right designation here so we don't get confused. You are climbing over this bridge down into the busy area. And when I say busy area, this is the area down here. If you're not familiar, right down here is where most of the tourist attractions are, the hotels all along this beach, actually all along this beach down here as well. And then you do have some spread in here, music and food, and where you can rent beach chairs on the beach and all the things for the kids and the families when they come to visit Clearwater Beach. So we're gonna zoom out here and I'm gonna talk about the opposite side here of the Clearwater area and give you a really good idea of what the homes are like over here. Okay, so we zoom back out and now I'm gonna show you the island estates and the Diamond Isle area. Now, once again, we're coming over this Clearwater Bridge, as you can kind of see here in the bottom of the photo. And when we zoom in, I'm going to take you into the island so you get a little bit better idea of how this is laid out. Once you turn onto Island Way here, really the only time that you're going to run into a lot of people visiting a particular location is because the Clearwater Marine Aquarium is located here, and there's a bunch of restaurants that are really delicious right in this area. And so a lot of people come and they enjoy the night out if they're local or if they're visiting. It's a mix. So the traffic technically for outsiders is really going to end around the Windward Passage area, only because anything and everything this direction and this direction past that is really going to be residential. So as we zoom out, you can see that these are just a bunch of little islands, and the homes on these islands are pretty much all over the $1 million mark, unless you're living in a high-rise condo type of building, which you can see if we click over to Google Earth here and I zoom in for you. On the left-hand side, you can see a lot of these larger types of condo buildings here on the edge of the waters. The rest are large square footage homes. Most of them all have access to the bay waters, and most of them you're going to be looking upward of probably at least 1,500 square feet, if not a lot more. So that's just something to think about if you want to live here on the island. You definitely have your privacy, because most likely, unless somebody's looking for houses or just wants to see how amazing it is out here, you're not going to have a lot of traffic here. As you can see, if you want to do a condo type investment or a condo type living atmosphere, you definitely have these along the water. Same if you zoom over to the bottom here, the two island inlets. These are all just mainly homes, larger homes, access to the water once again, as you can see. And then, like I mentioned, as you go more towards the front of the road here, you're hitting a couple more condo buildings, but then you're also mixing it into where I was telling you before. You have the supermarket down here. So if you don't want to leave the island because it's crazy out there and you need something to eat, you have that access. You also, like I mentioned, have the Clearwater Aquarium right here and a couple of really great restaurants right in this area. The only way in and out of this area, however, is to take that main road, the Clearwater Bridge, and then take the Island Wave Road in. So you are a little isolated, but if you don't leave your house a lot, or that's not a big deal to you, then this might be a really cool area to live in Clearwater. Okay, so we're zoomed back out and I'm going to show you a little bit further down. Now, if you've never been to Clearwater in general, I want to give you a good idea of the downtown. So we'll do that really quickly here from a perspective, a 3D perspective, so you get a little bit better idea. Most of you may already be familiar with this, but we're going to zoom on in here and we're going to pretend we just hopped on the Clearwater Bridge and we're driving over and we're getting down to this central area of Clearwater here. And we want to do all the lively things that Clearwater has to offer. You have a ton of hotels and resorts down here. You have the Clearwater Beach area where you can go out and play volleyball. You can play, they have like kids games and water slides, and you have the pier. You walk all the way across to the end here where there's more resort hotels. So you also have, where you could do like the wave surfing at like Surf City. And then everything in here at this bay at the bottom here, you can catch where you would ride, the boat rides that take you out and you get to see the dolphins, and maybe you're chartering a fishing boat, or you're going to see the island from out on the water. That's where you would essentially get all that. So everything down in this area is basically Clearwater Beach. The famous information that you always hear, the vacations, the fun times, that's really down in this area. So with that being said, if we zoom out, I want to show you the properties that you're going to find down in this little, weird shaped inlet section of Clearwater Beach. Now, as I mentioned in that quick overview, what you're going to see here is that all along here, all along this area, down this whole entire street is going to be resort style hotels, mainly everything along the beach. So all of this is all resort style hotels, even encompassing way across over here. Typically, you're looking at people from out of town coming and renting a place. Now, there are some residential properties here where you could decide that you want to live or that you want to buy an investment. And that's going to encompass this section of the inlet, which are mainly homes. Then you have a lot of like condominiums and things in this second inlet. You have more homes in the third inlet. And then anything down here, if I kind of make a small circle here, is going to be more condo types homes, places that you can, use as a second home. You could use it as your first home. The cool thing about down here is that you do have access to the other bridge. So getting in and out, if you don't want to tackle the bridge up top that goes into downtown Clearwater, you could come way around here to the Bel Air Causeway and then come up Bel Air Beach and pop through over into Clearwater this way. So I want to quickly give you a 3D of this so that you can see the area a little bit better and what I was referring to. You can see that you have the homes here. You have more of a condo style home on the second aisle. You have single family homes all along this area here on the third aisle, with all these obviously have access to the water. And then down here, if you ignore all the resort sections in the front here, you can see more condos, more access to the water, and then even like almost like a private little section of the beach if you want to be on the inland waters instead of Clearwater Beach. So that gives you a really good idea of the bottom inlet here. Mostly anything in this area, you're looking over the $1 million mark again, only because you are in a very popular tourist area and a very popular area just in the Tampa Bay. People come to Clearwater Beach all the time. It's a great area to vacation. It's a great area to live and enjoy life. And if you like the beach lifestyle, then this is a really great spot. Okay, last but not least, we're gonna check out this bottom section here where we have Sand Key Beach and Clearwater Beach. So let's not delay. Let me tell you all about this. So we're going to zoom in here, and what we're going to do is we are going to go from Clearwater over the Sand Key Bridge on Gulf Boulevard here. And we're going to go into this small bottom section that we still consider part of Clearwater. Now over here, you're going to find Sand Key Beach, which is an amazing beach that's, I think, almost as big as Clearwater Beach, but it definitely has more of like grassy area. If you don't always want to be on the beach, you can sit here and picnic along the water. You can go to they have like a playground and things like that over in this area. They have the Sand Key fishing pier, so you can sit out here and just watch everybody boat by and swim, and you can just fish. They also have a couple of resorts down here, which are really fun. Great access to the beach. And then anything below here, you're really looking at high-rise type condos. So let's pop on over once again to Google Earth, and I'll show you this in a little bit different view. So like I mentioned, you have the Sand Key Beach area, which is all here. It's huge. It keeps going all the way down, and it's just as nice as Clearwater. The sand's a little bit different, but it's still a really nice place. Then you have like I said, the park. You have the park, you have the playground down here where, your kids can play. You can take a walk around here. There's plenty of parking for, if you just want to enjoy this and not go to the beach. You can't see it in here, but there's some picnic benches and things along here if you want to have like a lunch or something like that. And you're looking right over here at all the resorts. So from here, it looks like a long distance, but in reality, when you're actually sitting right here on the water, it's not a long distance. And maybe actually, let's see if I can show you that. So you can kind of see the picnic benches here. You can see you're basically on the water and you're looking at all those resorts. And during the summer, people are swimming in here and boating in here, and there's just a ton of stuff going on. So that's like a quick overview there of what you can see in that section. But let's zoom back out here and let me show you. If we keep going to the right, like I mentioned, you have this area right here. If you drive into the park, this section right here is where you can fish. So there's a cool little spot for that. And then if you exit Sand Key Park and you drive down this way, this is, like I said, where you're gonna find all of your condo buildings, your high-rise buildings, your buildings for everything and anything that you want to do with island living. It's all kind of in this section. You have all the amenities. You're close to the water. You're right next to Sand Key Beach. You're like 2 seconds away from Clearwater Beach. The cool thing about being down south, that you have access from another point on the Clearwater Bay area. So it's a little bit easier to get into this section. So don't discount it. There is a bonus for living around here. In this area, you're typically looking still above probably the $600,000 mark. You may be able to find some here and there that are less than that, but for the most part, those are going to need to be fixed up. So hopefully that was helpful as far as what you're going to get down at the bottom part of Clearwater Beach here. But when I think of Clearwater Beach, I always separate it from Clearwater because it's a whole different type of vibe. You know, you're at the beach vibe, and Clearwater Beach really is Clearwater Beach up top and then Sand Key Beach. We can't forget that Sand Key Beach is part of Clearwater. So I hope that regardless of whether you're thinking of visiting, living, or you just wanted to get more information to help you make a better decision, hopefully this in-depth video of Clearwater Beach was helpful. Like any tourist area or highly, resort type area, you're gonna have your fill of all the things: food, fun, nightlife. You're gonna have peaceful mornings where you can take a walk or a run on the beach. Everything is at your fingertips. So it's not to say that you're not going to have a quaint life on those island sections, but you're also going to be right next to liveliness all times of the year. So it's really a fun and lively spot. And if that's for you, then I would encourage you to check out Clearwater Beach. If you do have any questions about this or comments or anything, throw them below. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you next time.